everybody. Scott Golden here with the Wrestling Challenge Report for the 24th of January 1993. I believe the day before the Royal Rumble 1993, so pretty big deal. This is the including of highlights from the special report, including last week's event from Superstars of Wrestling, Doink the Clown attacking Crush, where he also announced that Crush was unable to compete in the Royal Rumble match, featuring comments from Bobby Heenan speaking more about Narcissist. Now he's spelling it differently, and the Royal Rumble includes the interview with world champion Bret Hart. Bret Hart and Razor Ramon basically go back and forth, and Hall basically says that no one, not even Bret Hart, should cut him off in the middle of speaking. Tatanka defeats Iron Mike Sharp, 2 minutes 23 seconds. Samoan drop during the bout. Tatanka cuts an insert promo about being in the Royal Rumble and wanting to honor his native heritage, among other things. Pretty big deal. Iron Mike Sharp, a pretty perennial enhancement talent at the time, doing the one-legged hop deal, and Tatanka managing to get a clothesline and a couple of other basic maneuvers in, and eventually hitting his adversary with the Samoan drop, among other things, and managing to be pretty successful. The layout of Crush and Crush being loaded into an ambulance is part of the special report that comes up next, and pretty simple. Papa Shango is up next with an enhancement challenge match. Of course, the Papa Shango gimmick coming in the latter part, or the mid part of 1992. Pretty impressive at the time and scary for kids, but that's just about it. Anyway, Tatanka, or Papa Shango rather, talks about being there's a voiceover with the Berserker talking about being in the Royal Rumble. Huss, huss, huss. Anyway, we moved through the Papa Shango match, which is relatively, again, one-sided. Papa Shango defeating Bobby East, 1 minute, 29 seconds, reverse shoulder breaker. And, punches, kicks, leg drops, and Papa Shango, a.k.a. the Godfather, pretty impressive deal there. Papa Shango, though, kind of fading as a character already here early in 93. I think the plan for him to go with the Warrior, and then that not working out for more than a couple of months because the Warrior left, it hurt his career. Also, he was very, very young. Bobby Heenan, once again, says that he cannot put into words the greatness of Narcissus. The Nasty Boys are here in early 1993, and they are, Jerry Sags, Brian Knobs, I believe, Bobby East and Isa Bermudez are the opponents of the day here, or Chuck West and Isa Bermudez. 231. Sags pins West following the running power slam, flying elbow smash combos for the Nasty Boys. Nasty Boys certainly not meant to shine huge in enhancement talent matches. Instead, they do better with kind of a brawling situation with the LOD or the Public Enemy years later in WCW, or whatever the case may be. We move into more action here. Obviously, the Pity City and the top rope elbow drop, the main moves for the Nasty Boys here. Also, a back suplex upon occasion, nothing necessarily to write home about. Hacksaw Jim Duggan wants to get rid of Yokozuna once and for all. It actually does remember him. Rudy Flores facing off against Yokozuna in an enhancement match here. Yoko, of course, being pushed super heavily. Typhoon also going to take on Yokozuna in the coming weeks, but also talks about being in the Royal Rumble the next day. Yoko hits a suplex, a chop, and eventually the bonsai drop. More hype for the Super Bowl party to benefit the Miami Project. WWF really trying to get into major markets at the time. Ric Flair with Bobby Heenan wants to get rid of Mr. Perfect once and for all. Flair literally days away from leaving the company. I believe actually leaving the next day. Also, Razor Ramon and the Big Boss Man going to do battle once again. Big Boss Man also on his way out of the company within a couple of days to weeks here. So a lot of changes going on early 1993. Bob Backlund up next. Bob Backlund, of course, still your babyface. There's a spotlight program also for Bret Hart. Backlund, though, takes down Louis Spicolli. Louis Spicolli, who later gets fame both in the WCW and ECW. Backlund does a few go behinds, a few takedowns through roll throughs and some basic maneuvers there. Ultimately, very strong for uh, that. And then we go to a Royal Rumble report again. Hype 4. Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, and the world champion Bret Hart. Probably one of Scott Hall's best matches, certainly the best match he'd had to date, but one of his best matches in the WWF at the time, early 1993. Bob Backlund, Ric Flair, and others are going to be in the Royal Rumble. Flair, of course, winning the year before. Ted DiBiase also announced, and Flair cut a promo about winning the World Championship the year before. Although doesn't really necessarily talk about being the world champion, just talks about having won the previous year's Royal Rumble. Shawn Michaels returns to enhancement talent work here in 1993. Michaels, of course, still your Intercontinental Champion and still managing to be brash and arrogant going into the match with Marty Jannetty later in that day. Odd that I never looked back at it, but the idea that guys would wrestle the same day that they have major matches is kind of interesting. Marty Jannetty cuts an insert promo about facing Shawn Michaels at the Royal Rumble. Michaels does the slide through, some drop kicks, and a back suplex. Michaels still had not officially switched to the super kick being his main finish. I don't think he does that until he turns babyface a couple years later officially. He battles with the back suplex, pile driver, and some other finishes along the way. In any event, that will close us for today. We will be back with more right after this.